Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, not much happened here overnight, but we're still in the same situation, especially on the daily chart. The daily chart literally hasn't changed, so we still have here our first larger so-called 1-2 setup that developed between November, and then the wave 1 developed between November and April, and then the wave 2 into September. And then off the September lows, we have another possible 1-2 setup here. Where the wave 1 is currently being finalized. Yes, we could stretch a little higher, but basically most of this move is already done. So we can say that off the 11th of September lows, yeah, the price did move up around about 50%, and we're literally talking about maybe another, I don't know, roughly 5 to 10% maybe. Okay, so most of this move is really done. Basically it's wise, I think, to prepare for a potential pullback here in a wave 2 that should happen after this wave 1 is finished. And this wave 2 could go quite deep. Certainly the potential there for a corrective pullback into the region between 15%, and that could be it, right? It doesn't need any more, or up to around about 25 to 30%. Okay, so can be quite deep. I don't want to make any predictions how deep it will go. That will be determined by the structure internally, which we can follow. But I think it is wise to understand that Bitcoin is getting close to the peak of a larger 5-wave move. So this wave 1 could be finished or nearly finished. The lower time frame wave count still suggests that it would be great if the price could push a little higher. But there are different ways how Bitcoin can still do that. I think it is not the clearest of patterns we deal with at the moment on the smaller time frame. I therefore want to make everybody aware on the daily time frame again where we are, and that, yeah, surely we can stretch a little higher, but basically most of the requirements or all of the requirements are really fulfilled. It's literally just that the smaller time frame top looks a little incomplete, could still stretch a little higher. Important is that if we break above this 61.8 extension level here, 38,270, the next main fib level is here at 43k. So anywhere in here between these two levels, the price can finish its wave 1. Maybe it's already finished, but ideally it stretches higher. What I don't really want is that it gets above 43k without doing the wave 2 pullback first. The reason is simple. The reason is that if we do that, there will be too many options, basically. Yeah, there will be too many options. For example, this could then be an A wave, this could be a B wave pullback, and this could be a C wave. Then the question is if it's a corrective structure, because it has the same length then, or roughly the same length as this move up. So, right, what kind of corrective pattern is it, and how is it integrated, into which larger pattern it is integrated? It can lead to new bear market lows. Could also just be a larger wave count than, for example, we would get in the wave 2. So the point is, above 43k will not necessarily be bearish, but it will increase the risk for it to be bearish, and it could increase probabilities for other wave counts, which will make the entire chart a little bit less clear. So now let's take a look at the shorter time frame. Here again, there are different possibilities. We might as well, I think I mentioned that yesterday, we might as well take out this micro support area, and I made you aware yesterday of a different pattern which we want to talk about again, which is basically a triangle pattern that might play out here. And if there is a triangle pattern that plays out here, we just have to be prepared that we could go a little lower before eventually Bitcoin will attempt another rally. So there are multiple options here, and all I want to say, if we break below micro support, which did hold yesterday, the price did respect this 37.6k level yesterday, but this looks significantly like it will break. So probably when you watch the video, it will have broken. So I would already take it off the chart now, because this wave count is probably not going to hold. So let's take it out. It's just too deep for a wave 4, basically. It's just breaking it at the moment, so it's just too deep for a wave 4. So let's then explore what other options we have. And to be honest, I think we're going with the triangle option I showed you in yesterday's video. Probably the best I've got right now, because otherwise it gets very, very messy here. How would the triangle option work? It would simplify the chart It's not an ideal structure either because Bitcoin rarely moves in a triangle, okay? And it looks a little bit strange, but it is possible. What I would have to do, I would have to change this from an impulse to a diagonal, which I can easily do, because then this would be an ABC in wave 1 instead of a wave 1 as a 5-wave move and a running flat, which is rare anyway in a wave 2. So wave 1 up here, ABC in 1, ABC in 2, ABC in 3. Wave 4 is still where it is, okay. But then the idea is of a triangle. How does that work? So the idea of a triangle makes sense because we could then with this wave count assume that the wave 5 is an ABC structure. The mess that developed here would be a B wave. Let me explain that. Basically A wave, this is a corrective move up. We talked about that before, that makes sense. B wave, maybe it's still unfolding, and then the C wave higher would be a very, very simple wave count. Still a bit messy, and but possible. And then, yeah, triangle, it would be a so-called running triangle where the price made a new price extreme in a B wave. A triangle pattern can be counted as an ABCDE structure. So this would be an A wave. B wave made a new price extreme. C wave down. The D wave up. And now an E wave down. Now, the thing is, this D wave pushed slightly above the B wave high, but really just a few dollars. And it depends on the exchange you're looking at. And it could be due to slippage. So I still want to explore that option. It's a possibility, okay? So that would be my next pattern to explore, that we basically in this B wave triangle right now, price could come down a little lower, but absolutely needs to avoid at the moment to break below this swing low that was made on the 27th of November. And that is at around 36,720, okay? So what happens if we break below that level? Well, again, then it could just be resetting the wave C, for example, okay? And we might still get our D wave then, and then another E wave, so that's also possible. So the triangle gives us a little bit of flexibility, not a desirable wave count to trade. As I mentioned before, this is quite a messy structure. Yeah, you don't really want to be aggressive here. You have to expect lot of ups and downs, okay? Elliott Wave allowed us to understand that this is likely what's going to happen because we identified the movement as possibly an ending diagonal, which is also choppy. If it's a triangle, it's even more difficult. So let's see. To confirm basically that this C wave is finally running, we need a break above the swing highs at around 38,480. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links for those in the video description. Here you can find additional content every single day. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.